Hey, in today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to fix the #1 serve mistake in the history of tennis. I mean, literally, I'm gonna start this video out by showing you an old Vic Braden video that shows that people have been dealing with this problem forever, and I'm gonna teach you how to fix it right now. This is one of dozens and dozens of awesome tips inside my new 7-day serve challenge. You can go to 7daysservechallenge.com to sign up for free. You get free 48-hour access when you sign up. We're starting February 21st, and you're gonna love it. And right now, we're gonna go into a lesson that's straight from the course that teaches you how to fix the #1 serve problem by far. So let's get started.
Okay, so I wanted to start out today's inspiration video with something kind of cool. This is an old Vic Braden videotape on the serve, and it's showing the dreaded waiter tray position pizza move, whatever you want to call it. So if you have this problem, I don't want you to feel bad because this has been around forever. And the reason why is because it really, in the beginning, makes more sense to be able to hit the tennis ball like this. So right now we can see we're not going to get a lot of power because the racket, as this gentleman's coming up to hit the ball, is completely open. But when you go to hit, you do learn how to make contact with the ball. And this basically has you forced into pushing the ball. You're not going to be able to hit the ball hard. When you try and hit the ball hard, you don't get any rotation on the ball, and a lot of your balls feel like you have little control. So this was way, way back when. Now take a look at this. This is pretty cool. This is VJ Armitage, and he's got so many of the amazing serve fundamentals that we've been talking about in our 7-day challenge. First of all, notice the relaxed wrist that we talked about when we went over our 12 key fundamentals. He's going to come into an amazing tilt. I want you to look at the elbowing the enemy move that my buddy Jeff Saldenstein talks about. Let's take a look at this. Now he's got himself in a perfect tilt. Look how this is getting also into the power L position right here. All the stuff we're going to be working on each and every day. Look at this racket now coming up into secret power source right here, deeper in the secret power source, big secret power source. Now as he's starting to think about leg driving up, watch what happens to the racket. Remember how I've taught, what we're going to talk about a lot today is following the thumbnail. If VJ were to go back and look, he could see his thumbnail facing right into him, and this is the big exercise we're going to do today. Watch how as he comes. Now again, if he's still looking back at his racket, he could see his thumbnail. It's staying to the inside. It's staying to the inside. Watch this. It comes around into hatchet. Okay, this is the hatchet position. Again, if he were to look back, guess what he'd look at? He'd see his thumbnail. He'd see his thumbnail. Now watch how the edge is going to start to come up to attack. And Vic Braden saying right here, by doing this, it allows you, when you flip into the hit, to go 1.7 times faster than the other way, the dreaded pizza move. But now we can see there's no way you can hit the tennis ball. Again, this is why recreational players, who's going to do this naturally without proper instruction? So right now we can see the edge coming into the hit, and now he's able to hit that ball. I think he's basically hitting a slice serve, like it's more flat and sliced at the same time. And then he's really extending out and landing beautiful serve motion.
As you saw in that video, this problem's been around for a long time. So if you struggle with it, I don't want you to feel bad. Before we get into showing you how to fix it, I want to tell you what not to do, because I'm worried a lot of you might do this anyway. You might watch the video, it might make perfect sense to you, and then you're going to come out with your basket of balls and ignore some of the exercises I'm about to show you and just try and get it back here doing a full motion serve. And I guarantee you, you're probably going to still flop back to this, the dreaded pizza move or waiter tray position, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be really tough for you to go into your normal serve with a basket of balls from back here and try and do full motion. The old habit is still going to be there. So I just wanted to give you this fair warning before we get into our lesson. So let's start right now with our first exercise. Okay, so our first exercise is a sock serve warm-up. All you gotta do is get a sock, stick some tennis balls in there. I got 3 tennis balls in here, and just start working this rhythmic motion, and you're trying not to let the balls in the sock stop. You want to keep it flowing. And the reason why this is so good, because when I'm showing you how to do the serve motion today, lots of people, when they get into the racket drop position, it's not smooth, it's not flowing. Now, as you get warmed up too, see, I'm looking at the camera, but really as I'm looking at the camera, I go, you know what, Pete, I need a better tilt. So also as you go, really think about throwing those socks up to the sky. Get here, throw those socks up to the sky. As I'm doing that, I'm imagining I'm attacking the ball with the edge of the racket, because if you watch the pros serve, like I just showed you in that video, it almost looks impossible that they're not going to hit the ball, but then they end up hitting the ball. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into exercises to where you get comfortable attacking the tennis ball with the edge of the racket. That's going to be the key to this success. So what we want to get out of, what you might naturally do if you're watching this video and go, yes, you know, that video that you showed me in the beginning, I'm one of those people who comes back into the waiter tray position. What ends up happening is as you get ready to go, you would lose sight of your thumbnail pretty quick. Your thumbnail would start to face up to the sky. And the key, what the pros are doing, is that thumbnail for the longest time is facing into them if they were to look at their thumbnail and their arm in the service motion rather than the tennis ball. So this is an exercise that I really love to show people, and that's the follow the thumbnail exercise, to where you're coming here, right here, and you can see your thumbnail, and as it's coming, right here, I'm taking a look at it. I can still see my thumbnail. It's dropping back behind my head, but I'm taking a look at it. Now here's the main thing. It's coming past the ear here, and I can still see the thumbnail. It's facing to the inside of my head. And then as I get ready to go to hit, bam, now I start to push it away and do that pronation move and follow through. I'm gonna stand a little bit further away from the camera so you can see my racket for sure, but as you see me do this, again, I can see the thumbnail right here. It's coming over my head like this. The racket's coming over my head like this. You can even hold on to the racket kind of as training wheels to make sure you're doing this right. Then it comes to the racket drop, and as it comes, now it's coming past the ear. I can still see the thumbnail. Now I'm gonna go reach up and extend. Now, for the first time, I cannot see my thumbnail. I'm hitting the tennis ball and around. That's how I get to that moment of truth, to where it's like you can see the thumbnail and then all of a sudden it goes away from you. That's the moment of truth. That's when you're going up on edge and then you start to push the racket to hit the tennis ball. And it happens very naturally once you get it. You don't have to think about it once you get it. That's called unconscious competence, but for a while we're going to have to be in conscious competence, which is a lot of thinking and doing. That's why this 7-day serve challenge is so important. So what I want you to do is we're going to be up here. Notice we're close up here. Get your tennis ball, and we're going to work, as Rick Macy likes to say, reverse engineer the whole process.